I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex in the City, JD.
That's when I was smoking my cigars.
Don't be an asshole today.
I'm still always a little nervous. I got to hit the record button.
I'm loving the glasses.
Thank
They
you.
look great.
I couldn't wear the clear ones. I think they're the ones that are making me feel a little queasy.
Oh, that was the culprit.
The clear
That was the culprit.
Yeah, like I feel better in these ones, but we'll see. We'll just keep working at it.
So not the stovetop stuffing. That wasn't the problem.
It could have been. It could have been. We'll see. We'll see what Nick says, because I did tell him about this too.
Here I go with the light. Okay. O-ring is on order, whatever you call that thing. The light.
Oh, look at you. All right.
Got it on
You made it.
Yes, I had to unplug a few things and then all of the weird noises stopped. So hopefully everything's fine, but we'll see.
All right, if you just shut down, we'll know it was your computer. You weren't just being arrogant. JD is trying to figure out whether my issue was caused by my glasses or the stovetop stuffing.
I think it's the stuffing personally.
Oh,
Me too.
Yeah.
I think that.
I've
So
never
he
had a
knows
problem.
about.
Never had a problem
He
with that
knows
before.
about the event. He knows.
It was quite the event, you know. First of all, the thing was, when I woke up, I said, I don't really feel great. And I knew that it was the day that we were going to the bank. And I know it sounds like a no big deal thing, but it's a big deal thing over here, because I could go years without having to go to the bank. Like, you just do everything on your phone, your app, you know?
Yeah.
And so earlier in the week, my card was hacked.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
that's an issue, right? $169 from IKEA online. And I'm like, nope. And the worst part is I knew that I did it myself, because I answered a scam call. And they put me in a panic, saying that they were a fraud alert and calling from my bank, which I should have known, because there was no caller ID.
Right.
You know, just a bunch of things in hindsight that I should have picked up on after I replayed the call in my head 10 times. But anyways, so my card gets hacked, but I get that taken care of. And I realized that I only have like 3 days left before this check that I was mailed, like in December. I only had like a couple of days left before it would be invalid, and I would have to go through this whole process again. So this place that I worked at like 20 years ago apparently was audited, and they found that some of the employees were due money from their 401k account. So I get this check and I'm like, oh, great, whatever. And first of all, it came to my mom. And so I said to my mom, just leave it there. And when I get there, I'll take care of it. And she goes, no, I don't think you can wait that long. So she put me in a panic. This was a month ago, right? In December. I knew I was coming in February, but she was like, oh no, it won't be good then. So I go through all these steps, and I have to make a overseas call to the company and have them mail it to me here. I don't even get it until February. And now I'm there and they mail it to this address. So now I only have like a couple of days before this check becomes completely invalid, and I'm going to have to go through this whole routine. So I'm like, I got to do it. I get out of bed, I get ready. And Hazel was off that day. It was just like, everything worked out. So she picks me up, and my bank is in a mall, and on the way there, I'm like, man, I'm feeling queasy. And so after we go up this parking garage thing, which makes me sick, right? We park, we go in the mall, and we have to go up 2 escalators. And that made me even sicker.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. Then I get to the bank, and the guy's like, everything, and I'm just going, And I'm like, holy crap, it's taken forever. And I just said to him, is this going to be much longer? And he goes, oh, no, you know what? Here, just sign the form and you can go and off. I'm like, thank you. Sign the form. And we get outside. Now I'm outside, like in the fresh air. And I'm like, okay. So I take a couple of deep breaths and I said to Hazel, nope, I'm going to throw up. So she goes, okay, okay. I'm
Oh
going to
no.
the store. I'm going to get a bag. I'll be right back. And I'm like, okay. So I'm standing there, I'm leaning up against this wall and I'm like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. So she runs out and she's got like a plastic bag and she's got a package of paper towels. Thank God, a package of paper towels and a soda. And I'm like, okay, let me just keep breathing. And she goes, okay, do you feel any better? And I'm like, I think I do. She goes, think you can make it to the car? I'm like, I think I can. So we get in and we didn't take the escalators this time. We took an elevator. So that was faster. And we get to the car and we pull out. And as soon as we went down that thing, and I covered my eye, I took my glasses off, I covered my eyes, but it didn't matter. Like the motion.
Oh yeah.
It's so tight. I swear your car is like a gumball, just going around and around and around. And we get to the end in the street and she goes, even I feel more like, Hazel, it's coming. It's coming. I keep about it, and I just like erupted. And I had the bag, God. I had the bag around and I'm throwing up and I can feel it running down my chin and my like, why is this happening? Like, why isn't it going in the bag? And I realized it's because I'm in the seatbelt and I can't bend all the way over the way you normally would, right? So it's not bent enough and it's sliding down. And Hazel is driving and she's ripping open paper towels and she's unwinding a roll. She's just handing them to me. It was the worst thing I could ever imagine in a million years happening to me at this age. At this age, my 30s, yeah, maybe 20s, definitely. No. So now it's 48 degrees. We got the windows down, cars on both sides of us. And I'm like, I just pull the bag away enough to look at my shirt. And it's all over. I start throwing up again because I know it's on me. Now the air is so cold in the car that I can feel the coldness and it's sticking to me. And I realized that it's all the way down to my crotch. It's all over my God. Oh my God. The whole way home, I'm just holding paper towels to me. Like, fuck the bag at this point. Like, the bag's useless. So
I just was not there for you when you needed it.
It did not. I mean, kudos to Hazel for thinking so quick, but it just, the angle I was at, it wasn't doing it. And the poor thing, I don't know how she did it. She just managed to drive, laugh, take a picture, and hand me paper towels all at the same time. And I'm laughing and crying at the same time.
Oh my God.
I'm so disgusted and grossed out, and I'm crying and I'm laughing. And I know that she's taking a picture. And I'm just like, send that to me in the middle of all of it. Send that to me.
Well, what did you say? She said, Den, you're missing the bag or something?
It's not going in the bag. It's not going in the bag.
Very calm, very politely.
Very calm. You're missing the bag. I'm like, I know. It was so bad. And then we pull into my driveway, and she pulls in so that like it opens up and I'm right by my door, like 2 steps. But I go, get out of the car. And she's like, what? And I'm like, get out, walk away. Don't look at me, look away. Look away, walk far, far away. So she does. She doesn't even know why. I'm like, walk away. And in her glove compartment, she had like Clorox wipes. And I'm like, oh, thank God. So there was only a tiny bit on her seat, which was no big deal. And I just I put all the disgusting paper towels in the bag and I put the bag in the outside bin. And I'm like, all right, don't look, drive away. Goodbye. God, I'm going in.
Oh my God. Look away. Look away.
Look away. Stripping in front of my washing machine, getting everything off of me. And then it was just so bad. Like I just stayed in the shower as long as I possibly could. I was like, I just kept washing my hair and brushing my teeth in the shower. And then again, when I got out of the shower and gargling it, it was hideous. I don't even know. Like I said to Hazel, it has to be my new glasses with a much more intensive prescription, varifocals and everything. Having leftover stovetop stuffing for breakfast. Not my finest choice. I'm going to say not my finest choice. And then that parking ramp thing. And like JD said, it was just a perfect storm of things that I was like out cold for the entire night.
Oh my God.
I had a fever or what, but I'm just I'm drinking ginger ale, straight up ginger ale.
I have Coke, a little bit of Coca-Cola, which is also good.
That's also good. I remember when I would have upset stomachs when I was little, my mother would have stir the bubbles out of a Coke. But no, I'm on plain old ginger ale. Can't get enough.
So Nick, how are you?
So how are you? How was you?
Well, definitely not vomit inducing. So that's
not as
good.
fun as mine.
Yeah, not as fun as that. No, I started a new job, so I'm working, which is why we're recording today instead of during the week.
Now you're a weekend warrior.
Yes, now I'm a weekend warrior.
It's okay though. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna find you the right, perfect job. We're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Are you in Florida yet? You're not down here yet, are you?
No, I'm still in Denver for the time being.
For the time being, that's the important part.
The time being,
right.
Coming soon.
So no drinking. I'm not ahead in the time zone, so it's 2 o'clock over here.
Yeah. Well, day drinking's fine on the weekend. Listen to me, like day drinking's fine on the weekend.
As you drink your ginger ale.
I'm gonna grab my glasses. 1 second, I'll be right back.
I hope they're not new.
I'm going to edit that part.
It's the one. It's the clear stuff. I think that's messing me up on the other ones. So I put these ones are new too, but they don't bother me. So I guess it's maybe it's the clear. I don't know, but it was bad. It was bad. But these things happen.
That's a horrible combination of things to happen.
Yeah, it's just like I said. Any other age, I might not have made such a big deal out of it, but at this age, like it just
after a certain point, it's like there's no reason to have to put up with vomiting anymore. Yeah. I feel like when you hit your late 40s, early 50s, maybe even mid 40s, I would say you shouldn't have to vomit ever again. Yeah. It's not fair. It's not fair to anyone.
It is absolutely not fair to anyone.
Like that. It's not fair to anyone involved in that situation.
I don't even think Gemma would have been able to handle that because she's not good with throw up. Like she's good with anything else but that, And it's probably a good thing that it was Hazel because she was like I said, she was a trooper. Absolutely. She didn't text me later on in the day and she said, I had to run out for something. I just want to let you know that my car doesn't smell like puke. Like, oh.
That was good to know.
Yeah,
that was one of the things. One of the things that I was fearing. I can't stop thinking about how hard we were laughing. Like that make matters worse. Imagine if it was your car, you would just like boom, just push me right out. Nope, we were just like cracking up. I just was like, I can't even turn my head either way because if I look one way, I'm looking at her cracking up laughing. If I look another way, I'm looking at someone in another car going, what? So yeah, like just straight on. Oh God. And Jay, did you play out this past week?
What's that?
Oh, you were rehearsing this week, weren't you?
Yes. Did I play? Did you ask me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I did see Janice Ian last Saturday night. So
that was your big thing.
That. Yes. It was great fun. I am to answer your question about playing, I am going to be playing in 2 weeks at the Arts Garage. So
Okay, that was it.
we're preparing for that. I have a new guitar player I'm meeting on Monday because one of my people couldn't make it. The guitar player I was playing with now has to play with his other band. So anyway, so we've been rehearsing, but Janice Ian was amazing. We had a lot of fun. It was a good show. And you know who opened? You know who opened for her? Harry Chapin's brother and James Taylor's brother. We didn't get the actual people. We got their brothers. So it was a good show. Tom Chapin and Livingston Taylor.
Oh my oh wow. Oh Jim, the picture you sent me of the walkers.
She's gonna throw up again. Oh, the picture. Oh my God, Nick. My niece was with me and she goes, I have to take this Kodak moment. It was Janice Ian's poster. And then 2 people had parked their walkers right underneath it. So it's like the Janice Ian's poster they now playing. And then underneath are the 2 walkers up next to it. It was priceless. It was one of those moments.
Was the money shot right there. It was the money shot. Oh God. Jesus.
Yeah.
So going back even further than that, that was last Saturday for you, right? Was the Oscars, right? It feels like forever ago, but it feels like just yesterday because I mean, never in my lifetime has there been such a moment that would make people talk like this much about
for weeks about it.
So sick of it. But you know, I mean, between the memes and then it cracks me up that they go to the meanest host of any award ceremony, Ricky Gervais, to get his comments right off the bat, right? And then there's so much stuff in the headlines, like the Academy said this, the Academy said that, the producer said that this happened, you know, behind the scenes people say that this happened, and it was just like the never-ending story that just wouldn't squash out. And part of me is like, well, you know, I mean, it's getting people talking, you know, about their, you know, but it's just all opinions. And after a while, you just don't even want to hear another one. But I have to get yours. I have to have yours.
Yes, we need your opinion, Nick.
Oh gosh, I'm tired just as everyone else is talking about it. For one thing, the whole telecast was so boring up until that point. It was one of the most boring Oscars I've ever seen. And then that was just so surprising that it took me just, you know, a couple minutes to actually realize what was happening.
Process it.
Just to process it.
I feel like we all, you know, like, again, the land of politeness over here. Oh, sorry. You know, we like, we got it on Monday, but like, you know, everybody was dying to see it because, you know, you open up any social media and it was there, but we're not getting it until Monday evening. So we all like watched it happen. I kept wondering, are they going to cut this out? Are they going to cut this out? Because they shrink it down to make it an hour. So you can only they cut out the technicals, they cut out music stuff, they just cut out everything, and it's just, you know, presenter award, and that's it. So I did not think that it would make the cut, but it did, and I think everybody in our country just went, "What the hell was that?"
So yeah, that's what I'm really curious about, is what are people over there thinking about it? Like, you know,
they were stunned. And then, you know, we have okay. That was a burp, but I wanted to make sure it was a dry burp. We have the BAFTAs coming up, and I swear to God, they're just gonna like just throw money at security, you know. Like, we aren't gonna have anything like that happening over here. We're just gonna button things up, you know, like, nope, not gonna happen. But yeah, it's just but barring that stupid, pitiful, ridiculous incident, let's talk about the winners.
Yeah. So there were a few disappointments. I really wanted The Power of the Dog to win a lot more. So that was a bit of a disappointment. And one of my favorite films of last year was this documentary Flea, and it was nominated. It made history for getting nominated for both international feature, documentary, and animated film, and it lost in all three categories, which was what was predicted to happen, but still it was just a shame because it's this really powerful refugee story about a queer child who goes through this just ordeal just to be able to get out of their country and survive, and it didn't win anything. It was such a shame.
Wow.
Yeah, it seemed like Coda just swept, didn't it?
Yeah, only 3 nominations, and it won all 3 of its nominations, which is a first since The Lord of the Rings, the third Lord of the Rings film.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, I thought that I heard a lot about it. I haven't, watched it or anything. I really didn't know anybody in it but Marlee Matlin,
Yeah.
But I was really upset for people that were playing real people. Like Nicole Kidman was playing Lucille Ball, Kristen Stewart was playing, Princess Diana. I feel like the pressure that comes with something like that is unmatched to playing a character that's just created. It's just that alone you should get something for an honorable mention, anything.
Yeah.
But I watched both of those the weekend of, and I can't even tell you who I felt did a better job because they both did so well.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, JD.
No, I was going to ask if Elliot Page was in a movie that was, or was he just there because
he presented,
something the Umbrella, was he in a movie, something Umbrella, or
no, the Umbrella Academy is on, it's a Netflix show.
Yeah.
And
okay.
they're changing the character to become trans, obviously what's going on, but he was there to present.
He was just okay.
He was a presenter.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Fine in his tuxedo.
Yeah. It was because they were bringing together like different film casts for reunions. So he was there with J.K. Simmons and I forget who else
was it. Jennifer Garner?
Yeah, I think it was Jennifer Garner. It was them, and it was from Juno. So that's what
it felt wrong. It felt wrong and weird.
Yeah.
Well, I was really surprised by some of the groups that they got together because I was hoping for some like really classic like Hollywood cast being brought together to present some awards, and it was very random the type of cast that they got together. So
I feel like they put it together based on who showed up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because it was like John Travolta and Uma Thurman, Sam Jackson,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, and that was really the only one we saw because, like I said, it was just all slight. We didn't get to see like any good stuff from the hosts, from Amy Schumer, from Wanda Sykes, from Regina Hall, just tiny little snippets of things.
Not super funny either. It's a shame because they're great comedians and it's just there was really no material there for them to work with.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
It was too boring for them to have material to work with.
Too boring, honestly.
It really that part of it was pretty bad. I was thinking about you the entire time because I was like, oh my God, Power of the Dog is just like
just losing everything. Yeah.
So do we have something that's not Oscar related?
Oh yeah, well, I've got a lot of stuff that is not Oscar related because unfortunately it wasn't a very queer Oscars. The only winner who was queer that really had a big moment was Ariana DeBose for West Side Story.
Yeah, and so he seized the moment, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so she won, so that was big. And then there was this film, Drive My Car. The director of that film, he got to give a nice little acceptance speech for Best International Film, and he's queer, but a lot of people didn't know that. So it was not really a big like queer proud moment because it was more focused on the film more so than
Right.
the actual
And him,
person.
right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But let's get into some news items.
Let's
So
do it.
first up, now Caitlyn Jenner made it into the news again, which
Oh.
I don't know if either of you have heard, but Fox News has named Caitlyn Jenner as one of their new contributors.
Ah.
The former Yes, the former Olympian and also former disgraced California gubernatorial candidate.
Thank you.
Now,
Yeah.
and that was done on Transgender Day of Awareness, which is just, it's cosmically just bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drag us down, but still,
Yeah.
still, to have people, have that kind of power is just, it's very discouraging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a perfect,
Yeah.
that is a perfect sentiment.
Yeah.
When they have that platform and they have that reach.
Right,
and they're
right.
doing the wrong things. Like, yeah,
That's the thing, when you're fortunate enough to have that platform and you don't use it in the right way, it's just it's just unfortunate for so many people that could do so much more with that kind of attention.
Okay,
so moving on.
Yes. So
Moving on.
more celebrity news. Ariana Grande, our favorite little pop star, she has pledged to match up to $1.5 million in donations to LGBTQ advocacy groups to help counter the wave of anti-trans bills circulating through state legislature.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. All right, great.
I know. So that's good news. We have happy news that we have some celebrities supporting, supporting against legislature that is so harmful to our country.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hoping that more celebrities follow in her footsteps.
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah. There's so many people though that do stuff like kind of quietly and on their own, or when they have a moment. Like look at older people like Jamie Lee Curtis. Obviously it affects when it's something that affects it's happening in your family.
Right.
A big proponent and things like that. But I just see. I think the more good, like if let me put it this way, if now Elliot Page does something amazing, it puts more of a spotlight on it. And like, do you follow Rain Dove? Anybody? Rain
No,
Dove?
what is that? Is that a show?
Okay, so non-binary, gender fluid, androgynous model Rain Dove is doing this huge push to get LGBTQ / disabled / like anybody that wants to get out of Ukraine, they're funding, they're raising money to get these people out. Students, Blacks, anybody, any minority group, that can't find their way out and want to get out. They're helping, and it's like I'm so stunned at the amount of people they've gotten out of there. It's incredible. So I follow it on
that is amazing.
I follow on Instagram, and it's just incredible. And I wish that there would be more of a spotlight on people doing things like that. So you can't call us pedophiles and groomers and whatever other words describe. You see people doing something this good and you still make up shit about them because they're trans or they're LGBT. So I wish that those kinds of things would make massive headlines.
I know.
Good point.
Yeah, big time.
So there are two pieces of news that aren't exactly, let's not, since, we have 5 minutes left, we're not going to worry about anything that's distressing.
Thank
So
you.
some good news.
Yeah.
More good news on a national level. US citizens will now be able to select the gender neutral X as a marker on their passport book starting April 11th.
Wow.
2 days. In 2 days, people will be able to start
Wow.
adding that to their passports.
That is really important. I did not know that. That's been not in the headlines.
At all. At all.
Okay.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of big news on it, and it's something that is going to be a major win for anybody who doesn't conform to, a male or female gender. And I think it's one of the most important resources that the State Department can offer to its citizens is to be able to offer this passports.
Yeah.
Now,
how did you find that out, Nick? How did you find news like that?
All of these sources, yes.
State Department.
I know. So I definitely have to plug NBC Out is a major resource. I have to say that a lot of the information I get from it's like The Advocate, NBC Out, LGBTQ Nation. It's like a lot of these that are queer focused news sources offer a lot of great resources for people. So that's where I get a lot of my talking points, where we can have these conversations.
Wow.
It's really, I follow the NBC Out one just recently too, because I didn't even know that they had a Twitter account for that particular, for us queers. No. So yeah, I just started following them, and you're right, you really good stuff coming out of there.
Yeah, and I think more now than ever, we need to be uplifting those platforms, because with the wave of so many anti-trans and anti-LGBTQ, other anti-LGBTQ laws that are being put out there, I think this is the time where we need to be uplifting those platforms and really amplifying this message.
Right.
Yeah.
As a community.
Totally.
Yeah, that's huge.
It is, yeah.
I like your uplifting news, Nick.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
a good one.
No downers today. It's Saturday. The day today.
No downers, right?
Yes. Do you want to end on a good high?
Yeah. Who has some good news to share?
I haven't thrown up in the last half hour.
That's good.
JD, you have a big show coming up.
I do. I have on the 23rd, we are doing a tribute to the women of rock in the 70s, the women rockers from the 70s,
That's
not in their 70s. And so we're preparing for that. And so, yeah, I did think of something. I said, Nick's going to be on the show. I have to bring this up. And I couldn't remember it today. So next time you're on the show, I'm going to write it down, because it'll probably come to me as soon as we say goodbye. So
as soon as it becomes irrelevant.
Yeah. But
funny.
no, yeah, I think that I appreciate all the good news you brought today, Nick. It was very uplifting.
I totally appreciate it. Tough, man.
Glad to offer all of the happy news, because things can be a little dire right now. So we just need to focus
truth.
on
it seems like
things.
everything that's happening in our community is not good, and it's a challenge, isn't it, to find some uplifting headlines?
It can be very challenging, but that's, even when things get tough, there's always going to be something good on the flip side. So it's always good to celebrate those things.
That's why
I do think Doc Martens came out with a new Pride boot, because I have one from 2 years ago, and I think they came out with a new design, a new Pride design.
If that's not a high note, I don't even know. All right, you guys, that was fun.
Yes.
Let's do this again next Saturday.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for having me on here.
No problem. We love you, Nick.
Oh,
Love you guys.
I look forward to you, Nick.
Well, I look forward to seeing both of you. So thank you.
Love you guys.
It's like never stop chasing your dreams. There, that's see.
We drank way too much whiskey.
Reach everybody, reach everyone, still